Hello everyone. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. You keep sharing your smile and you are ready to learn about the fifth energy of the matrix, which is called the Hierophant. As you can see on the slide that the Hierophant energy is the energy of students and teachers, but actually it's so much more than that. It's also energy of faith, rules, traditions, and even rebellion. Below this video you can see a link where you can calculate your matrix and see on which positions you have the Hierophant energy. But even without calculations, you can see this energy in your portrait zone if you were born 5th or 23rd day of any month, or if you were born in May, then this energy will appear on the top of your talent zone. So let's talk about this energy and what influence it may have on your life. As I presented the Hierophant energy as the energy of students and teachers, let's start talking about this side of this energy. The Hierophant gives you an ability to learn multiple things, to gain so much knowledge on topics which you are interested in. And it's very important not to become just a collector of this knowledge, but use it and share your skills with people surrounding you. Because it is your talent to talk about complicated things using simple words. Your curiosity, adaptability, and resilience are significant for achieving your personal fulfillment. And before we start talking about famous people, I would like to share with you some stories from my friends who have this energy in their chart. Because some people told me that they hate studying. Those college and university years were like a nightmare for them. And that's why it's very important to understand that if you have the Hierophant energy in your chart, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go back to college and become an eternal student. If you want to, if you are interested in it, then yes, go ahead, because with this energy you can have several degrees in different specialities. But it is not the only way how this energy may work for you. My friend told me that she hates studying and that this description doesn't really fit her. But during further communication, she realized that this is not completely true. She is very athletic and loves sport, and she tried so many different programs to see which one will fit her best. And in the same time, she tried herself mentoring her friends, helping them to reach their target of losing weight. So in her case, Hierophant worked as learning of fitness, dietology, nutritionology, and helping others, sharing this knowledge with others. Another example is about my husband, who has so many Hierophants in his chart on numerous positions, and he claims that he will never go back to college because he just can't sit all those lessons through, and he doesn't feel that he will make it till the end of studying. But at the same time, he knows pretty much everything about computer gaming industry, its history, all games developers, and also everything about computers, consoles, VRs. And when he feels inspired enough to share his knowledge with me, to tell me about all those new products which are going to be released and how they differ from old ones, honestly, I feel shocked and I just can't process all this information. So the main point of the Hierophant energy is to gain knowledge from those topics which you are truly interested in. And don't hold this knowledge only for yourself, but use it and share it with others. And to complete this side of the Hierophant, let's also discuss an Hathaway example. I found the information that she wanted to become a nun during her childhood. but acting was always a high priority. I don't know if it's true, I think only Anne Hathaway can confirm that. But in case if it is true, this is one of other influences of the Hierophant, about which we will talk a little bit later. I found this interesting that she missed her first college semester due to her filming at her cinematic debut, The Princess Diaries, and according to Anne Hathaway, she never regretted not completing her degree because she enjoyed being with others who were trying to grow up. Anne Hathaway had to learn horse riding for being able to play her part at the drama Brokeback Mountain. For preparation for her comedy drama role as The Devil Wears Prada, she volunteered for a few weeks as an assistant at an auction house. For her role at the romantic drama Becoming Jane, she reread Jane Austen's books, made historical research, and she also learned sign language, calligraphy, dance choreography, and the piano. Anne Hathaway moved to England months before filming to improve her English accent. For television series Get Smart, she learned martial arts and dance techniques for preparation. I think it's already quite a lot, don't you think? For each and every her project, Anne Hathaway made research, investigated, learned skills which would be useful during filming, and she was professionally prepared for everything what was waiting for her during those filmings. The Hierophant also embodies energies which are associated with law, order, and traditions, serving as a foundation of cultural identity. If you have the energy of the Hierophant in your chart, I would describe you as a person who always follows all rules and traditions, starting for example from crossing the road only when green light appears, and continuing with correct work procedures, obeying the law, and following values which are described in holy books. The Hierophant can also give you the power not only follow rules which already exist, but also introduce and establish new procedures and new law. It's the energy of responsibility and structure. Queen Elizabeth always had deep sense of religious and civic duties, and she took her coronation oath pretty seriously till the end of her life. She had so many different titles and honorary military positions, and she was also known as the defender of the faith. Just take a look on her talent zone. The energy on the top is 4. It's the energy of the emperor. And you can learn more about this energy in the previous video on my channel. It's the energy of governance and stability, which embodies leadership and control. When Elizabeth was 25 years old, she became queen of 7 independent Commonwealth realms, and when she was only 2, Winston Churchill described her as she has an air of authority and reflectiveness astonishing in her. We talked about Princess Diana's matrix when we discussed first energy, the energy of magician. And the 5th energy in the middle of her chart also had a great influence on her life in so many different ways. In her early years, she worked as nursery teacher, and people with the 5th energy can easily find common language with children because of their ability to talk about complicated things using simple words. And as Princess of Wales, Diana undertook royal duties on the behalf of the Queen and represented her at functions across Commonwealth realms. Princess Diana remains one of the most popular members of royal family, and she continued to influence younger generations of royals. For the Hierophant, it is very, very important to be a part of a system, and this side of this energy provides a structure and stability, offering you a feeling of belonging and security. It helps maintain norms and values among people. But our world is changing, and that time comes when some of those old values stop working, and then people start rebel. Rebellion challenges existing structures, pushing for changes and innovations, and this side is essential for growing and progress. Freddie Mercury was known for his bright artistic performance on the stage and for his vocal range. He wrote 10 of 17 songs for Queen's Greatest Hits album, and I think that you will agree with me that those songs are not typical in the music industry. His songwriting involves the wide range of genres like rockabilly, progressive rock, heavy metal, and disco. One of the most famous his songs, Bohemian Rhapsody, has non-cyclical structure and dozens of chords. In one of his interviews, he said that he hates doing the same thing again and again and again, and he likes to see what's going on in music, films, and theater to incorporate all those things. Another example is Johnny Depp, who is an actor and musician. In 1990s, he was seen as a new type of male film star that rejected all norms of this role. After becoming a teen idol in 21 Jump Street film, he publicly protested against this image and began to cultivate new public persona. And nowadays, he is the one of world's most famous film stars, and he was listed at the Guinness Records as the world's highest paid actor. Besides his acting career, Johnny Depp is also a musician, and he played guitar on the soundtrack of his films Chocolate and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. In July 2022, artwork made by him has been sold out in less than a day after it was debuted. In one of his interviews, he stated that he has been always using art as a way to express himself and reflect people that matter the most, like his family, friends, and people he admires. So, what negative influence the Hierophant may have on your life? One of possible ways is when you are close to any new experience and information. Possibly you think that it's too hard or too complicated, and because of that you just don't want to try to get to know those things and see how it may work in your life. It's like you're being afraid of anything new. Another way how the Hierophant may work, and sometimes I'm also struggling with those vibes of the Hierophant, is when you become an eternal student. You learn all the time, you buy numerous different courses on the variety of topics, you collect so much knowledge, and in the end you still think that you are not good enough, that you don't know enough, and because of this lack of self-confidence you don't share your experience and skills with people surrounding you. Let's not forget that the Hierophant is also the energy of order and rules, and with negative vibes it may also provide to breaking the law. So how else the Hierophant may work negatively in our life? If you love gaining new information on the variety of topics, it's brilliant, but sometimes you may start pushing with your authority on other people, even if they didn't ask about your opinion. And especially it works with our parents and great parents. We should remember that each family has its hierarchy. If you will take a look on family tree, on any family tree, our parents are above us, their parents are above them, and our children are below us. And this is the way how it's supposed to work. Our parents should teach and guide us, and not the opposite way. And also, because the Hierophant is the energy of knowledge, we can become so inspired with this knowledge, so inspired because we know so much and we are sure about it. And this side of the Hierophant may provide to fanaticism. So we really should be really careful about that. And now it's time to talk about how you can balance the Hierophant energy inside you. I know that I repeat myself and I talked about it several times during this video, but with this energy, it is very important to share your knowledge, skills, experience with people surrounding you. I don't mean that you should catch first person who you will meet on the street and start mentoring them, so please don't overdo it. But with the Hierophant energy in your chart, you can become a really good teacher, influencer, mentor, coach. There are so many different ways how you can share knowledge with people. Another important thing is to be grateful to your parents and to your family. I know that there are different situations in life and there are different relationships inside families. So start with something simple. Be grateful to your parents and to your family for you, that you exist, because without them you wouldn't be here. Respect your teachers and be grateful to your teachers for all this knowledge you received, for everything what you know and what you can use on the daily basis. Please don't forget about your place in family tree as well as the hierarchy in your workplace. Even if you think that you know better than people who are on higher positions in your company, please don't try to teach them. The best way what you can do is to grow professionally and earn this opportunity to reach those higher positions. And then your professional hierarchy will change. Be flexible and open to any new experience. I know that it is very good to rely on facts, but our world is changing and those procedures which worked, for example, 50 years ago, now are outdated. So it is very important to remain open-minded and learn how to adapt. If you have the energy of the Hierophant in your chart, please tell your story in the comments below. Share your story and how this energy works for you personally. And I really hope that my today's information was useful and helpful to you. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day and don't forget to smile.